as I have mentioned, it is about superstition. I think one Manorama Didi requested that if we come to know anything about superstitions, whether it is means it's still there. We believe some superstitions are there. Now what is there is there. Now I want to connect that with Vedic literature. That it's not new, it's old. Only thing, the packaging changes every time. How it is coming to us.
And you package that very well.
There is an essay by somebody, I'm sorry, I'm not able to recollect, where he ends his essay saying, superstition may change, forms of superstition will change, but superstitions will remain.
Yes.
And another thing, it's not just confined to India and the Vedic.
No, it's all over.
All over the world. And they have
This essay that I was talking, it was taught in school. It was by a foreign author only, where it says, and even one of these authors, Grisham or John Grisham or was it the other person, I don't know, one or two stories where he talks of a story set in the Midwest where they talk of witchcraft and, like burning the person then, and now how the punishment kind of changes kind of thing. I'm not sure what the thing is, they also made it into a movie. That particular thing. I don't know, I'm not able to recall now. When I saw the topic, I was trying to recall, but I'm not able to recall that book's name.
Yeah, it is there everywhere, irrespective of time and place, and cultism is very, very much entrained in US. So that is, and it is not that only, it was a belief that only certain continents, Africa, will have, because it's a dark continent. People believe in all those things, then ghosts and supernatural things. It's not like that. It's there in US also. Even during modern time also people believe in cult, and sometimes we get to know the cult leader does something very weird things, and that is considered to be crime. Because when belief goes to extreme level, then it goes from the track, it gets diverted from the track. So I will start, since we are trying to connect, I will start from Vedic literature. And you will be surprised to know what we believe now. It started from Upanishads, Atharva Veda. So 4 Vedas are there, Rig, Sam, Yajur, Atharva. And all 3 Vedas are having all rituals, hymns and all these things. Atharva Veda is famously known as the medicinal Vedas. The hymns and sutras, whatever the mantras, whatever is there, that has various purposes. And Atharva Veda is having 2 parts. One part is for good of people. One part is the misuse of those things, how it can be done. Now this misuse of those things are not there mentioned as misuse, it is a special use. Like, yes, you have medicine, cough syrup. Some medicines we heard in our childhood that people used to drink, and that is to create intoxication. Cough syrups, and you are supposed to sleep. The medication has sedatives, so that when you are sick, you have the cough syrup, and that will put you to sleep, or you feel drowsy, so that body can take rest. Now I have seen people who are drinking cough syrup and sleeping for 2 days lying on the side of the road. They feel the 40 rupees bottle of cough syrup can save the food for 2 days. So, I've seen person lying down on the side of the road, and the cough syrup I cannot mention the name, but like Benadryl sort of medicines are lying down, the bottle is open, an empty bottle, and then it is assumed that he drank the cough syrup and he is into sleep for 2-3 days. So the food for 2-3 days, the expenditure is covered with 40 rupees. And we know many medicines, we call medicines drugs. Right? So in a proper quantity if we take, that is the medication. If it is more than that, that is beyond the rule of medical science, and that may create intoxication and all those things. So Atharva Veda is very interesting. Some people consider Atharva Veda is not accepted by very scholarly Brahmins and kings and all those people. Why? Because they say it is not used properly, then the result of the mantras can be dangerous. Why? Usually the mantras of Atharva Veda are used for daily life. Like you are doing puja, some simple mantras. During taking bath, you can chant the mantras. Then royal rituals, some yajnas kings used to do. Then Vajapeya yajna, Rajasuya yajna, to show the king is a very big king having a control over other kingdoms. All those things are fine. Then comes philosophical speculations like the positions of stars, how they are, and how it impacts people, all those things. Now, these things are all fine. There is another part of Atharva Veda. So that part is, so this is blessings, right? This is having all Vedas. Now another part of Atharva Veda is talking about that if these mantras don't work on you, suppose you have an enemy, okay? You don't want your enemy to exist in this world. Of course, you want everybody to be your friends, but unfortunately, sometimes we have some enemies. Okay? Then how to tackle the enmity? So there are mantras which is called Vashikarana Vidya. So I'll chant a mantra, and slowly the mantra, there is a space in the mantra. You have to take the name of the person whom Vashikarana, Vashmayana, controlling the person. If I take the name of that person, the mantra will impact on that person. It's a common thing. We have heard in Mahabharata, Ramayana, everywhere that they get the vidya from the guru. Right? The people, the warriors, Kshatriya warriors get the vidya from the guru. Now how they use the vidya? Those vidyas are mantras. What is that? If you are using an arrow, if you chant the mantra will empower your arrow. So the arrow will hit the target. There is a style. That style is taught through the mantra. Okay, it's a skill. Like many people draw the picture, painting, but the painting is different. So it depends on that individual person, how the person is chanting the mantra. So the mantra will add power to the weapon of that person. Now, if that arrow I use for someone who is a good person but my enemy, then the mantra cannot select that. Right? Mantra will be used, the weapon will be used for that person, although he is a good person, but my enemy. So mantras are like that. So use of any knowledge is intent to what the user is doing with the mantra. Atharva Veda's mantras are also like that. So some mantras are for, so from there are two groups. Usually those mantras are used for health, prosperity, love and protection. I want my family to be good. Every day I take a round around my house telling the mantra. and that creates a good vibe around my house. My children, family people, all should be good. Health should be all right, like that. They are the prosperity, any financial stress, all those things are all fine. That happens. Now, since there is another side of use of mantras, those are translated as black magic. Although black magic was never intended in Atharva Veda. It is clearly said, any knowledge you have, if you misuse, that can be harmful. So, it was restricted to people. The learning of Atharva Veda was restricted to people. If the guru comes to know one student is a little naughty, suppose you give them something to play with. One student will draw, another student will bring the pencil to some other child. So that's not a use of pencil. But the naughty student will use the pencil for troubling others. So anything, that's a purpose. So that's what we all know. Anything can be used in various ways. So that wrong ways what we use, those are translated as black magic by foreign scholars, not by Indian scholars. Because black magic, what we know, the magic, which is having a darker side, which is called black magic. There is something called white magic also. White magic is the positive aspect of magical hymns. What are those magical hymns? Like Mrityunjay mantra. When people is to go to forest, we were talking about superstition. Are they superstition or not? That depends when they are used. Suppose you are going to a forest. There are wild animals. Then they say you chant Mrityunjay mantra. Mrityunjay means मृत्यु को जय कर सकता है जो मंत्र से, उसे कहते हैं मृत्युंजय मंत्र. Now nothing can defeat the death if it is about to come. So that is what is the purpose of mantra? Mantra is to keep the mind involved into the mantra so that you don't get diverted and get scared. You don't expect every moment the tiger is coming and pouncing on you. You chant the mantra, your mind will be there in the mantra. Like people do japa. Why they do japa? Means constantly you are not thinking anything else. You are chanting the mantra and counting the time. So you will see always those people will be murmuring something who are doing japa. Because they are supposed to be involved into something. So these mantras are also like that. The mantra, first thing is focus. Any mantra, you tell a mantra to a student and tell the student before exam, you chant the mantra, it is just for the focus. So that the student doesn't think when the exam will be over and I will go to park and play football. पहले ये मंत्र का, आजकल तो कोई मंत्र बोलता भी नहीं है, that's a different thing. But mantra means no diversion. तुम एग्जाम देने जा रहे हो, पहले एग्जाम दे दो, फिर आके फुटबॉल खेलना. So तब तक, so that is the mantra. Mantra is nothing but the focus. Now, these various other things, what all types of mantras Atharva Veda is having, that is the very root of our over beliefs. You know, superstition का एक root है thinking different way. Suppose I don't want to go through textbook, I don't want to study, but I want to get marks. How it is possible? They will try some other mantras. There are instances when student is trying the mantras to overpower the guru. Oh. Can you believe 5,000, 10,000 years back, cheating in a different way? That time there was no pen and paper exam, so there was no that, but overwhelming the guru. So, it a part of Vashikaran Vidya. Vashikaran Vidya. It could be dangerous for a life of a person also. Like, I want the husband to love me. I don't want to go through the process of understanding, commitment, whatever comes. Or the person I like but he doesn't like me or she doesn't like me. Anybody, means it's from both the sides, irrespective of gender. I want to do Vashikaran Vidya so that that person likes me. Maybe the person is married, family man, or whatever it is. Maybe that person is not bothered, but I want the attention of that person. Vashikaran Vidya. Vashikaran Vidya may be used for enemy also. Okay, Vashikaran Vidya has used, so from where it has come, Voodooism. Then the concept of black magic. A part of that person, some part, maybe hair or nails. That's why my mother used to say, don't comb your hair and let the hair go in the, means don't drop it in the dustbin. ऐसे बाल कंघी करके बाल फेंक दिया विंडो से, ऐसा मत करो. There's to be anybody can take that hair. They don't mention that, but it started. We are coming to the point of superstition. It is not always superstition. It is sometimes cautiousness. ऐसा nails काट के दे दिया. That part of nails or hair can be tied with the voodoo doll and pricking the doll with the pin. That person can feel the pain, in the part of the body of the doll you are pricking. Okay, and if the poison is applied in the tip of the pin, the needle, and then that poison effect will go to the person. It is nothing, but what is that? The connection. Very, very scientific it is. Your hair, till it is getting destroyed and mixing with the natural elements, with what our body is made, till it is changing, it is having your touch.
Carrying the DNA.
Yes, the DNA. How do you feel? How you match dead body's DNA? वो तो कब पढ़ चुका है? How you match that? That time DNA testing was not there. It is science. So till some days you can connect the person with the hair and nail and any body part. So our mothers never used to tell that in details, but maybe this is the reason. Not that every day somebody is doing black magic, not that. It's not happening, but maybe it started from there. First it is cleanliness, definitely, and then this may be a reason. Okay, then this is one, Vashikarana Vidya, Mrityunjaya Vidya. Some are very good. Some are, if you chant these mantras, the fever and anemia, then the liver issues, all can be, you can be alright from there. So when you are given a mantra, some restrictions are also given with that. Suppose we are having fever. One mantra is given. Nowadays, allopathic doctor does not give mantra. Allopathic doctor gives medicine. So he gives medicine. They say medicine can work when your body is having some acceptance of the medicines. Otherwise, even treatment will not work. What is the acceptance? First of all, you have to believe in doctor. If you believe, I will be alright. Sometimes we feel good. Okay, I was feeling very bad. The moment I went to doctor, I started feeling good. Oh, I have surrendered myself to doctor. I have done whatever. I didn't listen to anyone. I had ice cream. I had pani puri. But now I am in the hand of doctor with the belief 50% you will be alright. Doctor को दिखा के आओ. Before taking medicine, you will feel good. बाद में मेडिसिन शुरू होगा ना. So it's a belief on the mantra. Mantra also used to work like that. Whoever used to give mantra, okay, that they are the different types of guru. Not these gurus who is to teach other three Vedas. These gurus are different. They were specialized and society never is to consider them as good type of guru. So good type of guru they were, because it's not a question of good or bad. It's the question of what they deal with. Like we have different segregations. So even what do you call that? In Christianism also it's there. Chadfuk. It is that what's that movie? That girl will get possessed. Exorcism. Exactly what has happened there is there in Atharva Veda. So it is the connection. Good connection, bad connection. You connect the bad soul or spirit and order the spirit to leave that human body. Here you connect the good spirit and invite the spirit to come to the body, so that we become alright. And 50% of that depends on the belief system. If you believe I will be alright, you will start becoming alright. So belief in the treatment is very important. And there is some superstitions that is still there, like moving legs. हम बैठ के पैर हिलाते हैं ना, हाँ. So what does it say? Why it is bad? We stop the person. We say, don't move your legs.
So that is
Unstability, restlessness. They will be standing and moving this side and that side. So they can't stay in one place. Always, they are doing even the physical unrest also you can make out. That children will be doing that because they are having full of energy. They are restless because of excess of energy. When grown-up people doing that, then somehow the person is not having complete stability and he's trying to balance it. He's trying to control it. That's why he is showing that without his or her knowledge with that physical restlessness. Then they are general belief. Black cat crossing the road. Why it is bad? It is there everywhere.
Yeah.
It is there abroad also. Western culture is also having that. So why black cat? Kali Billi. It looks very unusual. Any animal cross is different. When the black cat will cross, while crossing the cat will look at you, you should look at the eyes of the black cat. It will automatically stop there. It is hardly we have seen somebody will continue driving the car and dash the black cat and go. Because of the very unusual look of the black cat. There is no scientific reason of that. If any animal, not only black cat, we stop the car, right?
Yeah.
We don't dash. So black cat has got that credit. Nothing else. Not only animal,
but things go wrong when you go wrong.
Things may go wrong otherwise also. Maybe person who was that time, what happens, they are crossing mostly forest road, right? So dangers were everywhere. So it may be dacoits, robbers, it may be some other wild animals, and somewhere there was connectivity between the black cat, and immediately after that something happened to me. So what happened, because of the maybe eventually these things happened with black cats more, so it has got connected with the black cat, because sometimes they say I don't believe, so it doesn't happen with me. Believe also, it could happen due to other reason also.
And if it happens, then they start believing.
They start believing. Black cat, रास्ता वो काली बिल्ली रास्ता काटे गई, फिर टायर पंक्चर हो गया. वो जब बनेखाना रोड में होता है या एयरपोर्ट रोड में जब होता है, when you are in the middle of that flyover, तुम इधर भी नहीं जा सकते हो, उधर भी नहीं जा सकते हो. Your flight is just after 1.5 hours. तो बिल्ली काट के जाए या ना जाए, your day is bad. So it is someone having scientific reason and someone having belief which has stayed alive. When in my childhood, my mother always used to tell me, even now also she tells, that during eclipse, don't eat.
Don't go out.
So I did don't go out, don't eat all these things. So she told me this. I said, why? Then she told, I don't know. It is believed, my mother told me, her mother told her, so we never asked any question. So it is the belief, you also should don't eat. Naturally, I didn't listen to her. So I ate. Then I wanted to see what happens. She didn't know that I ate. वो होता है ना बिस्किट चॉकलेट वो सब जो खाने से उसको पता नहीं चलेगा. But I ate. Then after maybe a few months, eventually I came to see in a book there is a valid reason for not having food or drink during eclipse due to the excess radiation of various rays from moon or sun, whatever eclipse, lunar eclipse or solar eclipse, and due to that reason we should not have. Now the thing is, reasons are there behind them. Okay, scientific reasons. Maybe some reasons are very strongly scientific, some reasons are half belief system, half science. Maybe. But reasons are there. We cannot say reasons are always only belief and there is no scientific factors behind that. But the thing is, since people are believing, questioning that becomes a problem. Then it gets the tag of superstition. Superstition का मतलब ये नहीं है कि हम पूछेंगे नहीं क्यों हुआ है. We can always ask and we can always get the answers, and there are answers in our Vedic literature. That is the main thing. आजकल के बच्चों को जब हम बोलते हैं ना, बच्चे मानते नहीं. Very logically they don't agree. They will have question. We can't say like what my mother said. See, I didn't agree to her, but I didn't question her. My kids will question me, and then in front of me only they will eat if I don't have the logic. Naturally, एक generation बाद के बच्चे हैं, वो तो वैसे भी नहीं मानेंगे. But so logic is very important to give. What I mean to say, even during those Vedas also this logic was there. Our astrologers, our scientists have given those logics. Now if we know that superstitions can be very well established scientifically. जो हम वैसे ही मानते हैं या नहीं मानते हैं, ये नहीं खाना और नहीं पीना is very scientific. It's good for our health. अगर हम explain करेंगे तो बच्चे बिना विरोध किए ही मानेंगे. जबरदस्ती किसी को डालने का जरूरत ही नहीं है.
But why are they hiding the reasons for these?
Hiding the reasons is the personal reasons.
No. From early times.
It was not there. It was reasons were hidden. First of all, explanations one. And when the time was changing, the people who were giving these reasons in course of time, when Brahmanism came, from where we gradually came and other religions came to India, Buddhism, Jainism. Why those religions came? Because Brahmanism were becoming very, very strict.
Secretive also,
because you can't ask me question. It cannot happen. If you have answer, question should not bother you. तुम्हें परेशान नहीं करना चाहिए. If you have answer, give answer. But it became that time nobody can ask me any question. We are Brahmins, we are ruling the society, and so this is the way we tell you have to follow. After that also, 200-300 years back, Satidaha became a practice. It was never there in our Vedic literature. Our ladies were Gadgi, Maitri, Apala, Ghosha. They were legendary talents they had. They used to have thread. The ladies also used to go through thread ceremony. Upanayanam. Only Mundan Vagera, all those things never used to happen, but they used to equally go. When this transformation happens, then people started changing, and then when things were suppressed, people found some, it's a nature. If you constantly putting pressure on people, you are trying to stop the natural flow of society, some other things will come up. Buddhism and Jainism also had come up like that. You try to suppress, even Charvakism, I told now, Rinam Kritva, Gritam Pivet, they were very different. They used to believe that how you are having life, you just enjoy, first realize that you are having this life. It is not because what was written in the Veda, it is because who is to interpret the Vedas, how they used to explain. It is never difficult. Every individual can read Veda and understand Veda. It is not a book which is kept in the shelf that only Brahmins can read. It is for everyone. Everybody can understand. Expansion, that is always there. Some teacher will be there to explain. All the textbooks are written in English for children. Don't we have a teacher in class? We have teachers to explain, right? बच्चे पढ़ सकते हैं, समझ भी सकते हैं. So that understanding is proper or not, वो देखने के लिए एक teacher चाहिए, right? तो books are also available for everyone. Vedas are also available. उसका गलत interpretation ना हो, उसके लिए एक teacher चाहिए. Teacher is not absolute. Teacher knows little more than you who has read the subject. So that particular subject teacher can make you to understand better. Even first day I mentioned about sex education in class. It has to go through under the jurisdiction, under the guidance of a teacher. Because teacher knows more than the student of 13, 14, 15 years old. So practical experience, theoretical experience, with that mature mind knows how to present. So Veda mein kya problem hua tha? They have restricted other people to know that. They only used to give all rules and regulations. You have to do this, you can't do this, can't do that. If you keep on saying you can't do this, it's like a balloon. वो लेने का एक कैपेसिटी है. If you keep on put the pressure from inside or outside, it will burst. So from that, people started liking something which came from Gautam Buddha, Jainism, something different than what I'm always listening in my. I can go to temple. I need a priest to do puja. Not required at all. The formal puja and yagna, sacrifice if you want to do, for that a priest is required. To call God or to do the prayer, you do not need any medium. You can call the God the way you want. These restrictions, that tendency to become hide in the sense, no, people cannot ask me the question. And this Satidaha, these interests are very, very monetary. Property related issue. That young girl who is to get married with a Kulean Brahmin. Kulean Brahmin was there, belongs to a very high family, high Brahmin family, and his job is to get married. Once in a year he is to go for a round, okay, to all his in-laws' house in different villages and collect whatever their family is giving. 7, 8 marriages they used to do of different ages. So when that old person used to die in that cremation ground, the different ages of widows used to stand there. There are paintings where 6 to 7 widows, maybe 80 years old person died, from 60 years till 8 years of girl widows are standing. Sometimes it used to happen, the girl has been brought. It is not a story, it is Raja Ram Mohan Roy wrote. The girl has been brought to the cremation ground for the marriage with the old man. He married and died. And in his fire, the girl is thrown so that the family members can get the property of that Kulin Brahman. You know, there was a custom, देवर, हिंदी में देवर किसको बोलते हैं? Husband's brother. You know the meaning of देवर? द्वितीय your second husband. Your second husband.
Oh.
Why second husband? So that you can't demand your first husband's property who has passed away. You will marry to another boy of the same family.
But in Punjab there is a custom that the wife marries the devar.
वो
system भी है.
हाँ, वो system भी है. Devar is a very common custom actually. Devar means, the dictionary says the second husband.
There was one movie also old.
Yes.
Ek Chadar Mailisi or something.
Even Hema Mali's one movie was there.
I think same. Ek Chadar Mailisi. The name.
Ek Chadar Mailisi. Ek Chadar Mailisi.
And that Devar is of all the brothers after husband. After that lady's husband, all the younger brothers may be your Devar, second husband. No choice of that lady to say anything, she has to do. Because why? Her own family also will not accept her.
Yeah.
Why? Because her own brothers don't want her to go back to her mother's place.
Their property is at stake.
Property is gone. They don't, once the girl is married, her name is gone from that is property division. That is why there is a word called Stridhan. What is Stridhan? The jewelry. Whatever you get during marriage, that is purely yours. Some gaps now, some places were given to the ladies to at least protect some of their interest. तो ठीक है, और कुछ तो नहीं है. At least your jewelry will be your Stridhan. So woman's Stridhan is absolutely her own thing. Nobody is having a right over that.
Now the government is asking it.
Because government has given many rights to women also. 33% of quota women.
सचिन तेंदुलकर कह रहे जाइए कमिश्न में दे दीजिए अपना.
It's so much different, but still now there are some villages. It is still sati means I think 15-20 years back only Roop Kanwar was the last sati of India. She was in Rajasthan, and after her death, that place is having a monument. Roop Kanwar is and she did it on her own because the document says, I have tried so many in Google's. There is no instances which is having validation which is 300-400 years old. That means whenever it is to happen, there is no official record. All these instances are after British India, after 1947. Or those incidents which are written as story in some books by somebody with their names changed. That what do we call government data that is there only in independent India. Because people, means the girl's family never liked to be mentioned or recorded. Of course, husband's family never did. Because husband family also see to that their own daughters are not getting property. Because the daughter will take the property and go. So whatever it is, your jewelry, that's it. After that, there is no right. But this was for some time. After that, a big change happened, holding our, thanks to Raja Ram Mohan Roy and then reformers, Vidyasagar, whoever came, they saved us. So most of the things, those things are not at all superstition. That is very clear crime committed for property or self-interest. Now superstition can be so different. It doesn't depend on financial status, social status, age, education. I have two instances that you also must have heard about it. During COVID, we all were in lockdown, right? During that time, see, when you are locked, you have some changes. One incident happened in Hyderabad. One family, the lady is a gold medalist in maths. Her husband is a PhD. So they had a doctor, they had two daughters. So one daughter was doing a management course, another daughter was reading about forest management, something like that. Apart of this, both are very high qualification they had. Four of them are just top of their education level. During COVID, they didn't have much social life because they were into their study and all those things. COVID time something happened. One day this father called, the man of the house called police and told, you have to come. The police rushed to the house and then they saw both the daughters has been sacrificed in front of God. They chopped off the head. You can just search. You can just Google. On January 25th, 2021. Okay, the name of one daughter is Alekhya and another daughter was Sai Divya. So they did a puja in front of the goddess. Father and mother sacrificed their daughter. And then the police came, opened the door, took the body, and then asked the lady. The lady said, get out from the house. Then say, why this has happened? The lady said, I am Lord Shiva. Okay, I am Lord Shiva. She started, she was shouting to the crowd, to the police, like that, means without any her consciousness. I am Lord Shiva. Why you could not, she was telling her husband, you could not wait for half an hour. They would have come back in their new life. So they were planning to commit suicide. After two daughters, they were planning to commit suicide because they had a belief that this is the Kali Yuga. So she is Shiva. She has given birth. It's not from COVID. Is not from China. She was telling in the crowd. Telling means it is there. The video is there. She was telling in the crowd to the camera, I am Lord Shiva. COVID has not come from China. COVID has come from my body. So those two are from my body. So they represents COVID virus. So I have destroyed them. Now I have to destroy the origin of COVID virus, that is me and Shiva and that husband. So she planned to commit suicide. She was telling her husband, why couldn't you wait for half an hour so that we could finish the job, then it would have been a resurrection. Coming back to this world. So COVID will go, anyway she's destroying COVID, right? So COVID will go, everything, all bad things will go and the new world will come back. COVID-free world will come back. So this is the incident, maths gold medalist and PhD. I will give another, now you can decide after that second incident. On April 17, 2023, in Vinchia village of Rajkot, district of Gujarat, Hemubai Makwana, aged 38, and his wife Hamsaven, aged 35. They went to sleep. They were farmer communities. So they had a tent away from their house near the field. Sometimes they used to sleep there in the tent for means animals or something. They had to get up very early. So they had children, brother, sister, everyone. So they didn't want to disturb the kids, so they used to sleep in the tent sometimes. So that day also they slept there. Now the village people get up very early. So sunrise happened after half an hour and all, they didn't come out. So the boy was going to school. Boy wanted to check mother, why she's not coming and preparing me for school and all. She went and then she went to the tent and then she screamed and she came and fainted. She was running, coming out from the tent, and after running to some steps, she fainted that. And this, his uncle and all are also there in the same house only, joint family. So uncle came and uncle saw that he is unconscious and he could make out he was coming from the tent. So he lifted and took him to the house and he went and saw husband and wife created a device which is like guillotine. You know French Revolution, guillotine? Yeah. They knew about that. Exact same design. They made something like guillotine. There is a murti, some Shakti Puja and all these things. And by the way, that math gold medalist and PhD family also did some Kali Puja, Kali Murti, some sort of goddess worship they did. Here also some murti is there. In front of that machine is there. Beside this machine, two bodies are there. There is a channel. It has been made so that when the guillotine happens, the heads will go and roll and fall on the feet of the goddess. And exactly same happened. They did a puja because all sindoor, then flower, all the red flower and so all those things are there. So they prepared such a way when they will pull that machine, it will happen and the heads will go and naivedyam to the goddess. Nivedana to the goddess. And they could successfully do that. Now, this is the story of Rajkot village. I have not heard about this village before this incident came. And I have not heard about anything what that math gold medalist did before. Now, superstition, extreme belief is not about social status, education, financial background or anything, or maturity. This couple had to see the difference. Four people. They sacrificed their kids, this couple sacrificed themselves. It is actually four people died out of this incident, isn't it? Nothing left to their parents. They are already not in the normal mental state. And what will happen to this two child? They had two sons. So one belief, strong belief. That strong belief destroyed four lives. Two immediately and two throughout the life. Every day they will be depressed and suppressed. I don't know how to explain that. So it is superstitions or extreme beliefs. Sometimes it is when so justification of superstitions are always required. Whatever we think it is superstition, there may be a reason. It is not just like that. But in this, what do we say? This educated couple, didn't they know about all these things? What can be, see, maths and science, biochemistry or something, the top level of science, what their scientific mind did, when they closed their mind from simple logic. COVID we all have gone through, right? We all have gone through. Simple, even educated, uneducated, everybody had gone through financial problem. We sustained. So many people could not sustain. They didn't have money. We know what COVID was. This extreme thing didn't happen with us. And again, without any other problem, this family also in Rajkot village, they didn't know why these two people have done this, no idea. And the tent is not hidden inside the forest, it is in the middle of the field, agricultural field. Nobody even went inside, could imagine. So throughout the day, till the previous day, night dinner they had together. They didn't even allow anyone to know what they're going to do next day. So calm. See, the belief can make us so calm. There is no fear. It's not accident. I am creating it for myself. Two people. There's so much in belief, strong belief. What we are going to do is correct. That only should be. Now, I'm not sure what they were trying to achieve. COVID was a different situation. That kind of, although unusual, that's a different situation. They didn't have any loan. They didn't have any financial problem. They just wanted to bring prosperity in their family. Can you make the logic?
Sacrifice.
Or they also sacrifice to the goddess, so that goddess will bless, and then we will get this. Even our dacoits, our robbers, Bengal, even robbers were there everywhere. Even our Bengalis, the stories are famous for Raghu Dakat. Dacoits means they are robbers. They used to rob people. They used to believe that if we can sacrifice on human in front of goddess, goddess will be happy. They used to sacrifice, hold the head in the hand of goddess Kali. And that night, if they go for robbery, they are going to get lots of things. So वो बलि देके ही जाना है मिशन में. Bone-chilling truths. But yeah, so that is what is this the black side, the dark side of this. But there is definitely positively there are good sides. So we can just think and nurture the positive side of that, the scientific side of that. That is why even in front of goddess, the temples have stopped the animal sacrifice. वो छाग बलि होता था ना, because the devotees, the children, they never used to restrict anybody. So that creates not a very good impression to children. So those things are stopped. But Kamakha temple is there. Assam is having Devi Kamakha temple, very strong goddess. So they do sacrifice of buffalo. She loves buffalo.
In Shirsi, also they do. In Karnataka, there is a place called Shirsi. Now they give some medicine so that but the sacrifice happens not by culling it but by
They just take the blood from the buffalo and they just say, okay, that blood should be given to that this one. They don't hire goddesses. They're not stopping them. They don't cut the just they take the blood and they give it.
And even these big constructions happen like dams and all, they do the sacrifice, human sacrifice there, but they project it as an accident. Then they just push the labor from the height. From the height.
Because if they do that only the
dam will be
standing.
Forms of superstition change, but superstition exists.
Yes.
Some people do for hidden treasure, human sacrifice. Too many
this interior Karnataka and all, and there is this place called as Padegala, to border of Kerala and Karnataka. Lot of such things happen there.
Especially Shirsi, Mangalore, Udupi and all, they have
Sadia bhi banti hai wahan.
Even Kerala is very famous for black magic.
Yeah.
See, daily things we are being. We don't want the child to be born in brown color. So cesarean, you choose your time, choose your date, choose everything. All over the thing it is there.
Yeah.
If you watch this Kantara movie, you give the example of hair and the nail, no? They exactly show that.
The same thing is shown in Kannada. They just she takes the nails and hair of that hero and they do black magic on him. hazard goes to him or bad negative
Yes.
things goes to him,
Transfer to
and
that.
the person will be safe, the other person will be safe. But you're hurting the other person again.
Yeah, and no touching that.
Yeah.
No touching that Nimbu. I heard an incident in some complex. It happened. One person tied a lemon, then some other things. There is a tree in that complex, one hibiscus tree. One person in a white cloth tied the lemon and turmeric, some salt and something put in the tree. So somebody did that. So that time they were telling, I heard that they were telling that don't touch that. If you touch the bad energy, it will go to you.
Even marriages, married a tree first and then marry the person.
Mangal dosha.
And if they say that during this compulsory you should not go out, that's the reason, because at that time it will be too powerful. These all whatever they do, it will be more powerful at that time.
Actually, no. I believe many of night don't cut nails.
Yeah.
Why don't cut nails? So the reason is that time in the village you can't see. There's no light, so you may get injured. And then don't do jhadu during night. That also because light is not there, you can't see. There may be dirt even after sweeping. So do it in the morning. Don't do it at night. But I heard in Bombay maids come in the night only too. So
And
it is.
after washing your hairs, don't leave it like that and go out. At least you put a hairband or something and apply little oil.
Because
Because of the first reason which she gave, no, your hair might fall and then people can use it for the magic.
That's
because of that.
reason. And like this, many beliefs are there, interesting things, and which are still now. Some are true, some are not true. Some, if you believe, it is there. If you don't believe,
Yeah.
it's not there. So
And you start believing when something goes wrong. That also is there.
if you start believing, you will always find the reason like that. Oh, I have done this, so this thing happened. I have done this, so this
That is
thing happened.
manifestation again.
तैयार होके कहीं जा रहे हो, किसी ने पूछा कहाँ जा रहे हो, वो ऐसा नहीं मानते।
पूछना नहीं चाहिए।
ऑप्शन हो जाता
When
है।
you're going out, don't ask where
You should never ask anybody is never why you're going. The work what they're going through, it doesn't happen.
कहाँ जा रहे हो ऐसा नहीं पूछा।
Now if you're not supposed to ask even the husband, if he's stepping out, where are you going?
That is some reason.
And we still follow that.
Oh, you still know that you are a good girl then. I never followed that. I asked where are you
वही
going.
तो ना, मतलब नींद में से आँख जब खुलती है तो भगवान को ही देखते हैं, पहले किसी को नहीं आती।
किसी को नहीं।
वो देखते नहीं कि अपना
आँख ऐसे कैसे?
वो अपना हाथ देखना है.
वो ऐसे इसके
don't see it as a gift.
I follow that.
So,
I have mother and me to do that. And always I have to get up from my right side.